So why are egg product prices going up? Well, Fox 10 Phoenix said, have you noticed the price of eggs lately? They've nearly doubled over the past year. The production costs are impacting prices at the grocery store, bakery, and your favorite restaurant. And that this isn't about inflation or supply chain issues either. It boils down to a pandemic of sorts amongst birds, as the avian or bird flu is killing millions of birds. So, the World Health Organization considers this the worst bird flu outbreak in history, killing an estimated 52 million birds in 46 states since February. And Julie Murphy with the Arizona Farm Bureau said, if I'm a farmer and I have birds that have been diagnosed with the avian flu, I'm going to pretty much have to shut down the whole barn. It kills the birds. And noted that the last big outbreak was in 2014 when 50 million birds died. And as a result, the skyrocketing price of eggs is cracking local shoppers' budgets. WXYZ Channel 7 Detroit said, breakfast in the new year is expected to cost more. Prices of eggs are going up and are now a concern for many. And according to the Consumer Price Index, average egg prices increased by 49% in November 2022 compared to the same period in 2021. That's the largest annual percentage jump among all grocery items in that period. Retired nurse Sherry Palmieri says she and her husband often grocery shop at a Mayor's in Ann Arbor. Quote, I ration my eggs, and the prices have gone sky high. So according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, this time last year, a tray of dozen eggs was priced at around $1.70. Now it's averaging around $3.60. In fact, one customer who preferred not to go on camera showed his receipt saying he forked out over $6.39. The customer saying, I guess we won't be eating eggs that often. And the prices of everything have gone up, but that does make me a little frustrated. One farmer stated, the cost of diesel fuel to farm, to harvest corn and your wheat and oats, to get straw for bedding, for making food. If I can't feed my birds at a reasonable price, I can't sell my eggs at a reasonable price. Her name is Ashley, and she left her auto industry job to open a farm with her husband. And since the pandemic, operating costs have gone up, which is also playing a role in rising egg prices. Ashley said, we have the gray bin back here that I used to be able to fill it between $700 and $800. I filled it up about 2 months ago. Cost me $1,400, and that's just feed for around 2 months, which seems bad and extremely expensive, but at least it is available. Because the growing risk of animals starving to death, especially chickens, is a real problem that needs to be addressed. And now it has the feds stepping in. So according to AP News, federal regulators have ordered Union Pacific Railroad to make sure a livestock producer gets the grain it needs in California to prevent millions of chickens and hundreds of thousands of cattle from starving to death. The U.S. Surface Transportation Board, the STB, told the railroad it must improve service to Foster Farms in order to keep it from running out of feed for livestock that it raises. It is the second time in the past year regulators issued an emergency order related to delivery problems at Foster Farms, which is based in Livingston, California. Now, as the railroad struggled with a shortage of crews. Now, this time, however, Union Pacific blamed the weather for its problems. And according to a Union Pacific spokesman, Mike Jackson, he said, last month's extreme cold and blizzard conditions slowed deliveries in 20 of the 23 western states that the railroad operated in. And additional problems are possible because of the forecast for more severe winter weather. And he said, Union Pacific remains committed to serving all of our customers as efficiently as possible, including Foster Farms, weather permitting. Meanwhile, Foster Farms called on the STB to get Union Pacific to give priority to grain trains heading from the Midwest to the livestock producers' facilities in Traver, Turlock, and Delhi, California. And Union Pacific said the problems at Foster Farms should improve once 5 trains hauling corn that are already en route arrive. But Jackson declined to provide an update on those trains on Tuesday, and the railroad is submitting updates to the STB. But it wants to keep that customer-specific information confidential. Foster Farms attorney Thomas Wilcox said in a letter to regulators that the company has little faith that Union Pacific will deliver on its promises because the railroad has failed to deliver any of its grain trains on time in the past 2 weeks. So Union Pacific and the other major freight railroads have hired hundreds of new workers since the start of the year in order to help them better handle all the shipments. But railroad executives acknowledge that their service still isn't meeting customer expectations and must continue to improve. Regulators also recently criticized Union Pacific's practice of imposing limits on customer shipments as part of its effort to clear up congestion along the Omaha, Nebraska-based railroads network, which covers about 32,400 miles of track across the western half of the United States. And so in the meantime, Foster Farms has been buying dozens of truckloads of expensive corn to keep its chickens alive while it waits for the grain trains to be delivered. But those truck deliveries can't continue to meet its needs. And Union Pacific said its performance has improved since the spring when Foster Farms and many other shippers went before the STB to complain about chronic delivery problems at most of their major freight railroads that were disrupting their businesses. Plus, on top of that, and to make matters worse, another factor driving high egg prices is the bird flu. Ashley says since there is no cure, it's these strict safety protocols that have kept the farm free of avian influenza so far. However, Ashley said if one of them gets it, all of them get it. And she would essentially have to burn everything to the ground and start over because it affects the soil too. With no solution in sight, a lot of customers are limiting the use of eggs while others are looking for an alternative, with some shoppers stating that they have found lower prices after actually joining the big warehouse clubs because they had a good price on 24 eggs. Meanwhile, supporting local farmers is one way to get eggs at a lower price. Farmer Ashley says eggs purchased at her farm are not being sold at a markup as costs are mitigated in other ways. She said, I would rather feed my neighbors and keep the costs reasonable. I would rather keep people happy and keep them coming back. And Ashley believes the price of eggs are only going to go up further. So the best thing people can do right now is shop for eggs at their local farmers markets, which would be wise, as large national grocery store chains and retailers like Walmart will not only have higher prices in comparison to buying locally and direct from farmers, but also Walmart admits they have been accidentally charging customers twice after receiving a growing list of complaints from customers about double charges on their receipts. So according to the U.S. Sun, a Missouri Walmart shopper named Pam Tovar recalled checking her bank account after putting all of her Christmas gifts under the tree, only to find a huge surprise. Her $588.37 Walmart bill had posted twice, leaving her with an $1,100 bill, double the amount of the items she actually purchased and received. So after speaking with a bank representative, Pam found she was not the only person this happened to at the Lee Summit store. Pam said, when I talked to the lady at the bank, she said the person before me had the same problem at Walmart. And when Pam posted on the neighborhood app next door, it revealed a large group of people who were also finding their Walmart sales doubled on their bank statements. And other shoppers across the country have posted about the retailer's double charges on their accounts, but it's unclear yet which stores or banks were affected. One Twitter user who lives in New York shared, "What's going on with the double charge on my credit card? I only went to Walmart once, and that was on Monday, December 5th, for $87.36. Why am I charged for the same exact thing again?" Needless to say, she was pissed. And another Twitter user posted, "Hey, at Walmart, it's wholly unacceptable to double charge customers. Putting the same transactions through a chat later is fraud. I guess they have to try and recoup their losses from the increased amounts of theft somehow, right?" So anyway, Walmart has since addressed complaints across the nation, all saying the same thing. Their purchases had been doubled in a mistake that could erroneously cost them hundreds during the holiday shopping season. And the company said in a statement, on December 5th, the payment processor Walmart utilizes for credit card and debit card transactions experienced a technical issue that charged certain customers twice. And the issue was resolved and all impacted transactions have been identified and submitted for correction. Sorry for the inconvenience. Now, I know a lot of people who would not be able to afford that temporary reduction of funds in their checking accounts. And so the retailer said if you have any questions about posting times, you should contact your issuing bank at the number found on the back of your card. Walmart customer Pam said she was told it could take up to 30 days to get a refund after the mistaken charge, but luckily she's already seen it posted back to her account. Odd. It only takes a few seconds for them to take your money out, but it takes days, weeks, and sometimes even months to give it back. And earlier this year, price scanner errors at 70 stores in North Carolina led to both Walmart and Dollar General being fined for overcharging customers. The overcharges were found during periodic, unannounced inspections of various price scanner systems across the 70 businesses to see if the machines were accurately scanning the prices advertised. Walmart has also recently made headlines for rising theft at stores. This led to comments by Walmart's chief executive officer saying some stores might be forced to shut down or raise prices to make up for the loss of profit. Walmart has 4,720 stores in the United States and 10,586 locations globally, but only certain locations are likely to experience closures or price hikes due to increased rates of theft. The news article said that a Walmart employee shared reasons why you should avoid self-checkout aisles with thefts on the rise at stores. But from what I've been told, this may soon be the only option left for shoppers looking to check out.